You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Garage fam, what's up? Welcome to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast. Presented
You got some extra ump in that.
I got to. We're here. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is you're listening to this. I'm holding Drip Drop. If you're not on YouTube, you just listen. Drip Drop, ORS. It was invented to treat dehydration in the most challenging circumstances. It's used by athletes, firefighters, military members, the Garage Guys, various NASCAR drivers and NASCAR crew members, and you, if you go to dripdrop.com and use promo code GarageGuys20 at checkout. So do that now. You know, we pretty much invented the new slogan for Drip Drop. So as we like to say here at Garage Guys, rip it and drip it.
Rip it and drip it.
Rip it and drip it.
How many other ones do we have? Is it drip to drop?
Drip to drop. Get drippy with it. Drop it like it's hot. I think that was that was Pharrell and Snoop Dogg. Yeah, not us.
With us though.
Yeah, very, very so much. You look a lot like Snoop Dogg, actually.
I mean, that's a strong compliment right there.
When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop like side.
One of the good songs. I feel you.
But yeah, go get the drip though, for sure.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I've had like 5 packets because I was in the sun so much. So
goodness. Yeah. I had to hit me up some the other day, man. It's always a tasty treat. Very delightful. Lemon, berry, watermelon, and orange. Those are the flavors. They have apple cider for when you're sick. You can heat it up.
really?
So do that. So one more time, Garage Guys 20 at checkout, dripdrop.com. Rip it and drip it. Michigan doubleheader. I figured we'd go ahead and roll right into this thing, man. We had a good weekend. Didn't do so hot on the best bets at the Consumers Energy 400, or the Garage Guy NASCAR wild card, as I've coined it now on Twitter. I finally – yeah, we talked about this. You're like, you need to get a card. And I'm like, okay, I've got an idea. I'm just going to make a tweet because that's where I do like half the shit that I do anyway. So I'm like, but like, how fitting is it that I called it the wild card?
That's awesome. You always are good with the names. If I ever need a name of something, I just kind of call you and you tell me. So
I should make a Fiverr account and just be like name creator and charge $5. Or no, I'd probably charge more than that. I'd say 20.
You should be in charge of like naming companies and naming projects and initiatives and like stuff like that. You should do it.
Marketing director. Maybe just creative soul. That's what that's what my title will be.
Yeah, you be the marketing creative soul, and I'll run the business for you.
That works. It's kind of like what we do right now. It's kind of where we're at. But DFS was not bad. I made a little bit of money over what I put in for both days, and we had every opportunity to strike heavy on the Sunday slate because we kind of had I guess you would say a guide of what to expect for Sunday's race. Same amount of miles. It was 400. So the beauty of that is that at Pocono we had a doubleheader. The first race, I think you broke even, made a little bit. Second race, you bagged. And I'm pretty sure you repeated.
Yeah. It was a good weekend, man. I had a great Saturday, but I was devastated Saturday when I checked I broke the rule. I checked my winnings on FanDuel with 2 laps left on Saturday, and I was up $20,000. Yeah. And I watched that dwindle to, I think, 2,000. So still a great day, but
you opened up your app, and then Ricky Stenhouse's tire exploded.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was brutal, but good thing Sunday came around, and I had a huge day. It was a great weekend to be overweight on Kevin Harvick. Let's just say that. I played him in 70% of lineups on both nights.
You never do 70%, man.
Yeah. Well,
so see, you're breaking rules, but you did a good rule break.
Well, it was I never passed 70%. It probably was right under. It was probably about 68, 70%. So it was right there at the line. But, yeah, I never go over 70%. So
Yeah, I had a ton of Kevin as well. I talked about Kevin in the YouTube video. Oh, by the way, glad you're here, man. I was so worried about you. Hashtag where's Drew.
Dude, I love the way he caught me in, like the side angle with Seattle, like over in the corner. Yeah. Where was I at?
Got to make you pop in. Yeah. Eventually, like, I'm just going to gather a bunch of pictures of you and just randomly place them in videos that I do. Like, one of my favorites is, like, the one where you're, like, passed out.
Yeah. You put that one down?
No, not yet, but maybe one day. Who knows? Better watch it, pal.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got a picture or two of me that you could probably come back at pretty strong.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah, I know. We're not those kind of guys.
My troll game's strong, but I don't really. There's a line we don't pass, right? We don't.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't want to get to that point to where it's like pathetic. You want to keep it like right there at like, funny level. Well, funny for you. It's always it's always like the internal humor. We had a good weekend for that as well.
Shout out to you, for doing the video. I think it would have been better that you. I mean, if I would have come on that video as late as it was, it would have been a terrible thing for the consumer. So I think that you doing that video solo is a contributing factor to my big day today, because it helped me prepare for my rankings and that tournament. So it was a huge weekend for me.
That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work. And with the bets, I will say, obviously you're the heavy hitter with the DFS. I've been hitting pretty heavy in best bets here as of late. We're up a good bit. I don't have the exact unit count. We're still up, even though we took a hit today. But I went a little wild with it, man. I looked at the odds on Kevin Harvick. I think he was like plus 250. And I was just like, you know what? I want to spread my money around a little bit differently. And I think that Denny Hamlin has a real shot to win this one, just because we've seen the back-to-back culture that they've portrayed all season long. And it literally came down to it. The reason Denny Hamlin didn't win this race, though, I'm 100% convinced, is because my wife didn't put her spells on Denny Hamlin, but she put spells on your lineups. So shout out to Caitlin for being a NASCAR witch. Yeah. She's.
We need a different term. That sounds like she's evil.
No. There's good witches and bad witches.
Okay.
If I had just called her a witch, that'd have been different. She's a NASCAR witch.
Okay.
I mean, I think warlock sounds worse. That's kind of like a guy thing. The sorcerer is evil, and a wizard is good. I know that much for men.
I feel like there's some other terminology that we're forgetting that would be a good one, but
white witch. She's a NASCAR white witch.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Yeah, we'll do that. But yeah, she put spells. You got some spells today. You got your first spells. Dude, she's 3-0 in spells right now.
I'm still under the spell right now.
Yeah, you're awake. That's crazy because of the timing of where we are. It doesn't matter what time it is that you guys are listening to, but we're here. But getting back to
the doubleheader.
It had, you know what, but it went a lot smoother than Pocono, and I think it's because we actually took the time to pre-plan. I got a lot of rest up coming into the weekend because I did pull the all-nighter, caught a nap earlier today. Caught about 2 naps, nice. I will say. Yeah, got a little 2 naps. Fell asleep in the car. But yeah, we pre-planned, so I think that I'm ready to attack Dover. So we have one more really good doubleheader coming up, and I know that we actually have a couple of doubleheaders coming up into the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have plenty of opportunity. I think it's safe to say that this is our best chance for DFS to bag tourneys is the doubleheaders.
Yeah, because we usually have, I think the way it's worked out both times is the first race is a little bit better for going contrarian, and the second race is usually where you just want to play the best plays because how many great plays were there today? I counted 20.
Oh my God, so many, dude. I mean, if I were to go in and look right now, just pulling up everything, I know that.
All the big dogs were starting in the 20 to 15 range?
Yeah, man. Looking at just going off of DraftKings, everybody was in 20, 15 to 20, basically. I'm looking at your tier 1 rankings right now. I think the one that started the highest out of those was Joey Logano, and then you had, I wouldn't consider Kurt Busch a big dog, but just kind of looking over some of your rankings. Yeah, it's very safe to say that our high-priced guys were in that area. So any of them could have struck. So we really had to take what we saw from Saturday and plug that in to Sunday. And the most obvious one was Kevin Harvick, which I wrote about.
Blaney got screwed. Blaney also showed that speed Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to do it again today.
Kez. And I saw something interesting. Cole Pern put a tweet out earlier today. Shout out to Cole, Pern Dog. And he was like, you got to love it when a driver knows he didn't really use these exact words, but I'm going to say it in a garage guy way. You got to love it when a driver gets out of the car and knows he fucked up and starts looking around for something wrong when there's not anything wrong, which is basically what he said, and just like taking shots at Brad Keselowski because Kes fucked up. And he did that really bad. Like, and I hate it for Blaney because Blaney's not the type that gets real angry. He's real chill and mellow. And when they were interviewing him coming out of the care center, he was just like, "Are you like who asked the? This is the problem with the simp NASCAR reporters that aren't anything like us, the ones that are all like robots. You know, were you upset that your teammate wrecked you? Like, what the fuck do you think he's gonna say?"
Yeah, that's so stupid, man.
Like, what is this?
That's just like,
yeah.
The most polite way possible. You're trying to create drama. Like, if you want to create drama, at least ask something creative. I don't know.
I would have been like, "What are you going to say to Brad when you see him?"
Yeah.
I went straight in. What are you going to tell him?
Yeah.
That's what people want to know. You want to create drama, that's the way to do it.
They should have asked him straight up, like, if you were in a boxing ring with Brad right now, how long do you think it would take?
How many rounds?
Yeah, how many rounds could he go?
He'd have probably been like 2.
Yeah.
And then he would have walked away. He would have like wiggled his mask a little bit and walked away.
It was so unfortunate for him, though. It really was, because most of the races that we've been talking about Blaney, we've been saying, like, okay, he's got one of the fastest cars, but he seems to lead the race in stages 1 and 2 and then falls off. This was actually on track to be the opposite. It was going to be he came through and was actually in the lead in stage 3, and maybe he was going to turn the tide and finally win a race, and then that's when he got hit. So
yeah, and he could have done it. Like I said, he was one of my best bets. I know that you had him ranked high. It's just it goes into what I say about him and what we've been talking about him this entire time, is that he's just had the shit luck, and he constantly gets the shit luck. So it's like that's what makes me weary of him. And like today, I played him probably in about I played about 20 lineups today. So or I played 20 lineups on Sunday, and I probably had him in maybe about like 6 or 7 of my lineups. I went way heavier on Harvick. Like I said, I went probably like at least 12 of my lineups had Harvick in them. But and I played a lot of Hamlin. I was heavy on him. But yeah, the reason that I did, like, I wrote about Blaney. I thought Blaney could win. I didn't know if he would be like I definitely thought between him and Harvick, they were going to be the ones that could lead laps. But it just I don't know, man. I wanted to believe, but what happened was the same thing that always happens. He is driven under a ladder. There's black cats crossing the street. I'm pretty convinced that fox that was at the last race, it put spells on Blaney. And so now I just figured it out. We got to call Caitlin. Whenever we get to a race, we're going to get her to come and do her hocus pocus. Yeah.
We need to, man. We need to get her on there. We need to get her casting spells more often if she has this undefeated record.
We'll go on NASCAR Media and we'll wait until we see Blaney come up. And then when we get in the room, that's how we'll get kicked off of NASCAR Media. We'll just have my wife sitting here and just like I would like to cast a spell on you, and just immediately just like shot, like logins just disappear.
How we lose the credentials before we even had them.
All gone. Yeah, still got to get on that thing. But yeah, and Brad too, man. I had Brad to win. Brad had a great car. Saturday showed that he had what it took. I just personally knew in my heart, like, Hamlin was not going to go away softly. So, like, I couldn't go all out on Brad K because it's Michigan, it's his home track, and typically when guys go to their home tracks, they find a way to fuck shit up. It's just like that's like I don't know what that's a law almost, I guess. But I wanted to believe he could do it. But yeah, no, he screwed up, man, and he took one of the fastest cars out of there today, which sucked. I'm trying to look at I
will say one more thing on Blaney before you move to the next guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we see his terrible luck. Like, he's experiencing that terrible variance that sometimes me and you experience in DFS, where it's just like everything goes wrong. I wouldn't be surprised though if he can have his positive luck, right? The good stuff starts happening around playoff time. I mean, that would make it all worth it, right? I mean,
it would. And I mean, that's just holding on to hope. The same thing we've done with Kyle Busch, and how far has that really gotten us? You know what I mean? So you got to, at some point.
That's different. I'm going to disagree with you there. That's different.
You're not going to hear me say this a lot though, Drew, because I'm starting to sound more like you. It's just like, you just go with go with the plan. Go with what's happening and what's working.
But Blaney's been so fast is my thing. Like Kyle Busch has shown that he's been a poor performer. His car has not been fast. He hasn't been making, necessarily, the right moves as a driver. We can't say that about Blaney. The only thing we can say about Blaney is that he's had bad luck and that he seems to not be clutch, I guess. But really, the not clutch part, is that really his fault if he's getting wrecked out? I mean,
today, I don't know. I mean, it's a collection.
There's a between Busch and Blaney. Would you not agree?
It's the pit crew too. I mean, you got to factor that in. You got to factor in pit crew. You got to factor in cautions. There's so much, and that's why NASCAR is the biggest sweat out there.
But you had a great tweet. What was it about? Like, it's 2020 when somebody who wasn't passing Kyle Busch, like in green flag speed. Like
Matt DiBenedetto.
Yeah, like we haven't seen that with Blaney, is what I'm saying. Like we've seen Kyle Busch just straight up look awful.
Oh yeah. And plus Blaney's won a race. I mean, it was super speedway, but he won.
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, he won a race. So I mean, we know he can win. And that honestly was the one race that didn't go anywhere near planned.
Yeah.
As like a normal race would, just the way that they've set up the whole new super speedway deal since Ryan Newman.
When are we going to see Elliott get back to his form? Like, we haven't seen him win a race in a while now.
I think that we have seen a lot out of Elliott. Not good though. He finished ninth today. This is what I've come to the conclusion of. He's Bill's boy. He's Bill's boy. He's just Bill's boy.
Give him some more credit than that.
There's nothing. Look, short tracks, yeah. Like Charlotte, stuff like that. Like, yeah. Like he won at Charlotte. I get it. He's
top 5 driver this season.
He's top 5, yeah, for sure. But it's just like I was on Twitter earlier today, and everybody's bitching pretty much about the package and whatnot. It's like I'm over here just like betting money. And I'm like, I really don't. Like it could be cooler to see better. I guess the racing. The higher horsepower and low downforce. But that's not what we have right now. So stop bitching about it and stop filling the timeline up with stupid shit and just be happy that Harvick and Hamlin are dominating. And just learn that and make money off of it. But
I'm cool with when you're critical of something and you make good points, but then you let it go and you talk about something else. But when you're just shoving it down people's throat constantly is when I have an issue.
Yeah, it gets old. Like, I get it. Like, trust me, I don't mind high horsepower, low downforce. I'd love to see that come back. But that's not what we have right now. So shut the fuck up. Like, Chase Elliott, I think it's coming down to decisions. We saw it at Charlotte. We saw it on Saturday. He had every opportunity in the world to win that race on Saturday. He was right there in position. And then just today, it didn't have the speed. And that I think that's saying a lot for these Chevrolets. These Chevys just don't have the speed, man. I'm looking at this right now. Austin Dillon was the first Chevy in the top 10 in 8th. Shout out to AD, by the way, in the winning lineup. I had some AD on FanDuel, the one tourney I did bag over on FanDuel. I had some Austin Dillon in there, but yeah, dude, like the Chevys just, I don't know, they're not doing that hot. And Chase is a good driver, but it's he's got to be smarter. He's got to get some of that knowledge that you see out of some of these guys up here that have the better equipment, I guess. And it's so hard to say that Hendrick doesn't have the best equipment because you want to say that all the time.
Yeah, man, I don't know where I stand on how much of it's Chase's fault versus just equipment. And
no, it's equipment. It's equipment for sure.
And a lot of the decision making really is he either has to push back himself or, I mean, that kind of falls on his team, right? I mean, the guy that's calling the shots and says, like, come to get 4 tires with 2 laps left, that's –
Gustafson is he's not a bad crew chief, but I will say this. They play it safe too much, and that's why – and we had this conversation when Randy, the plumber, was on our show. If you want to win races, you can't play it safe. He should have took that low lane on Saturday's race, and even though, you may – fall into third or whatever, you're going to have a shot to get up in there and get on that high lane because you got to be in that high lane in Michigan. And we saw that a lot. We saw that with Hamlin today too. And And what a battle, by the way.
Dude, man, if that race would win another 5, I mean, Harvick had times where he was pulling away from him, but I felt
he got out of the gas.
Yeah.
He got out of the gas. I thought that was it. Dude, you have no idea. I didn't bet any Harvick. Normally I'll go live bet to save my ass. I didn't do that today. I was like, you know what? I'm going to ride the wave. I'm either going to lose it all or I'm going to win, and it's going to be the most glorious win ever. It didn't happen, but, dude, just those last 4 laps when Hamlin – when he got out of that gas, I was like, here it is. He's going. I'm telling you, dude, like almost shit my pants. It was like I wanted it so bad.
Both are driving so well right now. It's fun to watch. I know that people are tired of it, but dude, Kevin Harvick just keeps.
I'm not tired of it.
He's aging like fine wine, man. He gets better and better. I mean, he was as close as Hamlin's car seemed to finally be a little bit better than his been. Harvick had the best car all day, but the last long run, I think Hamlin had the better car. But
he worked the fuck out of that car, though.
Dude, Harvick was so good about getting out of his draft, though. Like just moving around a little bit.
Oh yeah, dude. When it comes to finesse and technique, dude, Harvick's the king.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch. It kind of saved the race from a fan perspective because most of the race was kind of boring. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I enjoy every race every week. I don't know if
I do too.
what that does. If that makes me, I'm not saying you don't, but like it's just I can sit there and watch them go round and round, and I don't get tired of it.
Yeah, you're like you're a NASCAR diehard. Like in terms of no matter what the product is, you're going to support it and say it's awesome.
You got to have a lot of patience to watch NASCAR races too, is what I've found. And a lot of these this younger generation that we have now, and I feel like an old man for saying that, but younger than 25 that are all on NASCAR Twitter and stuff that are complaining all the time. It's just like get some fucking patience. I don't know.
Are people just tired of the Harvick Hamlin thing? Is that what they're tired
I think that's what it is. Get over it. They're dominating. They're the best right now. They're the best at what they do. And I think I think this year, excuse me, that says so much about them as drivers and their teams, obviously. They're giving them the best that they can. But like Denny, obviously, I'm not going to say that JGR, I don't think that his car is better than Harvick's car. Hamlin just knows – Hamlin's shown that he knows what the hell he needs to do to get the most out of it. I mean – Truex looked good today too, but Truex, I don't know, like something's off there with Martin this season.
Yeah, I think he's the example of the guy that really isn't being talked about much. And, he's not having some fantastic year, but something in my mind, and maybe I'm making this up in my head. I'll let you confirm if that's true or if you think I'm right onto something, but something tells me he's driving incredible this season, and that for the most part he's at a disadvantage compared to most of these cars, and he's having to overcompensate with his driving. I just feel like he is. I don't think I've watched more than one race this year where I've said, man, Truex is the best car on the track. Yeah,
he gets a lot of bad luck. His pit crew, they drop the ball on him a lot, so he has a lot of that kind of stuff going down. If you, I mean, this goes for anybody, but I think you put Truex in Hamlin's car. I think that you're looking at a lot closer races. I think that he probably would have won. Nah, I'm not going to say that. Hamlin did the damn thing. I don't know. Hamlin's really good, man. I don't want to discredit Denny at all this season. I don't know, dude. Truex is he's good in his own right, but I think that it's more of his pit crew.
Yeah, it's his crew, and I just don't think he ever – me and you text and we say so-and-so seems like they have the best car today. We never say that about Truex, which means the fact that he's pulling off these top 5 finishes sometimes is pretty amazing. I just never text you and say, man, like Truex is just – except for one – and there was one race I think he dominated like the whole time. I can't remember.
Yeah, Martinsville.
Yeah, he dominated, 100 laps or something?
Yeah, I mean, he's an obvious play at Martinsville no matter where he's at. Going into some of that, though, like talking about these drivers aren't being talked about a lot. Joey was a hot play for me on Saturday, completely went to crap. He did finish 5th today, which was cool to see. So, obviously, they figured something out.
Still didn't pay off the salary.
Still did not pay off that salary, no. Eric Almirola came damn close to it.
Yeah, he would have pulled that off.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I played between DraftKings and FanDuel like 150 lineups, maybe even closer to 200, and I don't think I played Eric on one lineup.
So I had this weird feeling last night. I was like, you know what? I was like, Eric starting 5th. I was like, I'm going to play him. and I'm going to mix and match them with some lineups, see what I can do. Unfortunately, most of those, when you're wanting to get these other guys that you know that are probably going to do really well, you're limited as to who you're going to be able to fill those spots with at the bottom. And that's kind of the problem that I ran into today. So I played Eric, and I tweeted at him, and I was like, for 6 minutes, you made me the happiest man in the world today, because I literally watched like my lineups shoot up, and like I was like, this is great. Like Eric Amarola, because we talked about this pre-race, and you're just like, I don't know, man. If you wanna get risky with it, go for it. I'm like, I think I am. I think I'm gonna try it, and I did. And dude, him being dropped to the rear and then working his way back up to one position behind where he was supposed to start, that says a lot, man. It says a lot about him for somebody that we just never talked about before.
Well, what's funny, you say that he actually was one of the guys that were starting in the top 10 that I was going to play in a few lineups. And then when they got moved to the rear, I was like, dude, he's not playable anymore for me. So I was with you. I thought, honestly, man, can you imagine if he would have kept his original spot? I could have seen him being up there with Boyer for that early stage of that race and trying to get those. Absolutely. He gets those laps. If he can get 10 points from fastest laps and laps led, then you're probably looking at the winning lineup.
Yeah, you got an SHR car up there in the close to the front. Like, yeah, I'm playing that car.
Especially with playing the car today. It was all like what? I mean, Kurt Busch was up there, Chris Buescher, but he had to move to the back. And, dude, the lineup today's lineup's a perfect example of today's DFS slate. If you're kind of new to it, playing the best plays today was so important. Like, if you just played the best plays and you didn't worry about getting cute, you probably made a lot of money. Like,
yeah, we had shout out to Adam Teal, by the way, loyal Garage Fam and Rotoballer subscriber.
He's crushing it.
Back to back.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
Back to back, 2 days, bro.
I shared with him conversation. I shared him my lineup and told him appreciate him sending us a shout out. So I told him we appreciate the shout outs, for sure.
Yeah. I gave him a shout out in the YouTube video for winning for Saturday, and then he went and did it again. So super proud. Always love to see that. And you guys that listen to this podcast and follow our stuff over on Rotoballer, you guys know you're always welcome to hit us up in the DMs. We're happy to share and discuss anything with you guys. We're not going to sit here and ignore you and just be like, these are just people that follow us.
Yeah.
Thanks, pal. Like, no, we're real motherfuckers. We're real human beings. Austin Dillon, he had the Texas car. I didn't realize that until towards the end of the race. They literally pulled the Texas car out. That was his backup. So I debated whether to play like Austin or Michael McDowell. I ended up going more Mike Mack, unfortunately, but I did play Austin in a few, and I was nervous about Austin because I was like, man, Austin's gonna wreck. I was like, if like he was just like one of those guys that just come out of nowhere and just like get hit.
Worry about that.
I know, but that's the little garage, the little part of Chase, garage guy Chase inside of me, the crazy guy that went back-to-back wins on multipliers for no fucking reason, and playing JJ Yealy like when he first started playing NASCAR DFS. Boy, how times have changed.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Mike Mack's I think I had him in 25-30%.
Yeah, he didn't top it.
I had Dillon and Stenhouse in 55%, 60% of my lineup, so I went overweight on those guys.
Yeah.
Stenhouse finally did well for us too.
Yeah, I had a good feeling about Ricky. I was like, there's no way Ricky's going to fuck it up. Like, he's learned from it. He's going to keep rolling. But Austin Dillon was the biggest mover from the back of the pack. Shout out Ryan Newman. Love that guy. Literally every race where he starts past like the 20th position, he's top 15 guaranteed. That's how it's been for him in Michigan. And then Ryan Preece was like, as far as the cheat boys, he was the victorious one, finished 16th. So maybe some things are
tough, man, today.
What's that?
The cheat range was tough today because a lot of them started from
in the 20s. Yeah, dude, and they priced them very well. One more thing I do want to say, and I think this is something that's important to bring up. Christopher Bell is being priced so high. Eric Jones has left JGR. It's pretty much all but confirmed that Christopher Bell's going to JGR. What the fuck is wrong with him? This dude does not deserve that car. He does not deserve that car.
I thought we and you had this talk already. You were saying
We did.
You're now on my side of this thing?
I don't think I was ever – I think I was telling you, like, they want the flashy, rookie. That's the way they're looking at it. But, like, dude, he's not ready for this car.
That's not what I remember being. I thought you were pro Christopher. I was like, do you think really Christopher Bell's going to do better than that car than Eric Jones? And you were like, yeah.
I don't remember. All I know
Eric
is
Jones has a solid career, and
I'm not a big Eric Jones guy, but it's just like Christopher Bell keeps sliding all over the track every damn week.
I agree with you now.
I think Eric Jones is better than Christopher Bell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think viewing Eric – I'm not a huge Eric Jones fan, but viewing it objectively, Eric Jones should be losing his ride. But the point is, Eric Jones is going to be fine. He's going to get a ride. Like
Yeah.
Not even worried about it.
They came out, I think they pretty much came out and said Bubba was offered the 42 with Chip Ganassi.
Yeah. I mean, most likely your two guys that are going to move teams are Bubba and Eric Jones.
Yeah. Speaking of Eric Jones, he fell to 27th. He had some kind of mechanical issue or a tire went down or something happened. He ended up screwing the pooch. I played him a little bit. I thought in 10th he might have a comeback, but I don't know. After Saturday, the momentum kind of died down a little bit for me. But overall, dude.
My best lineups that failed towards the end had Eric Jones or Bowman or Cole Custer in it. So those are the three guys that, like, honestly could have made me even more money. I don't know if you had some of those with Bowman. You had some Bowman, didn't you?
I had some Bowman. I did have some Bowman. I couldn't pass him up starting where he started. I just kept thinking about Auto Club.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, watch him just come out of nowhere and be like, I'm going to put Team Hendrick back on the map. Fuck you, Chase. Remember the arguments we were having earlier in the season? Alex Bowman's the guy now. He's coming. Boy, how times have changed in 2020. It's already August, man.
I feel like every season this happens with William Byron or Alex Bowman, where you think, like, the tide's turning and you realize, like, nah, they are who we thought they were.
Yeah. I need to start writing down everything I say because I feel like I probably contradict myself a shitload. We need to pay somebody to go back and listen to all the – didn't we do that last season? We paid somebody to go back and listen to, like, all of our shit to get our records or our craziest takes.
That was amazing looking at how many times, like, some of our bold takes were correct in football.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some embarrassing moments for sure, but if you look at some of the –
I don't get embarrassed.
There was one thing specifically where I was like, so-and-so is going to get sacked 4 times in this game, and it happened, like, on the dot, 4 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
We had some good ones. You had one crazy on, like, someone scoring a touchdown that, like, I never heard of, and he scored. So
probably Jonnu Smith.
No, I know who Jonnu is.
Before anyone knew who Jonnu was.
You probably called the James O'Shaughnessy touchdown.
Yeah, I did. I called the O'Shaughnessy. Shout out to James.
Yeah.
Shout out to James. I don't know. The Garage Guy way is awesome. I love what we do here.
We record 3 times a week too, so it's not like you're going to say stuff you forget.
Absolutely. But we do it for you, and we love you guys. We appreciate you sitting here. Yeah, so that's what I want to get into. We pretty much covered the race. It was, I love the ending of it. Even though I lost money on my bets, it was still a good sweat. We broke back even on DFS. I probably made maybe $20, $30, man. I'm not tripping.
You've hit a lot of race winners though in your sports bets.
Mm-hmm. We've been doing good. We're going to get back on it too. And I cannot wait to get into what is it, the road course race coming up very soon. Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm ready for the road course. Those are my favorite to watch sometimes. So I enjoy those.
My face is gone. So, Drew, I'm going to let you take this away. What Drew's about to do, Chef Boy's about to break down the winning lineup. Look at them numbers. $5,604.
They should be on here somewhere, is it not?
It's not, but it doesn't matter. This is your time. It's the Chef Boy breakdown. Break it down for us, Chef Boy. Let us know how it all transpired and show us these rankings. And let's get into a little bit of this stuff.
First of all, I got to shout out The Wire. I did The Wire for both cover photos this week. I know how you love me featuring some kind of TV show or movie that features money in somehow. So The Wire was my show. Have you watched it?
Absolutely. I've never watched The Wire. I need to check it out, though.
Dude, you would love it. You need to check that out. And then that needs to go towards the top of your list for sure. So,
okay. I'm
Check that
putting
out.
it in my list right now. Like once this is live, I'll probably be in a box somewhere. So I'm just gonna I promise if you can't, can you see me?
I can see you if I hit like a certain button. Yeah.
Okay. What button do you hit?
Do you see?
Oh, hey, there we go. I
Yeah.
see me now. I see me
Okay.
and you now.
Good.
We're here. We're
Well, we
back.
should be on there.
I'm
We should
writing
be.
down. I'm writing down the wire as we speak. All right. All right.
Perfect.
So let's get into this. Let's talk about it. I want to
Yeah, so
see.
this is just a sneak peek for us to plug our stuff. Obviously, we know like if you guys like our content, the more we get support, and the more people that use our code Garage, the more videos we get to do, the more Rotoballer puts us on their website. So we appreciate all the support we can get. This is just showcasing the rankings that I do. Chase usually has the free article that kind of, I guess, segues into my article. Is that a good way of putting
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So I have I do my free picks. I do all of my drivers are good DFS plays. I make sure of that, and then I also will include 4 guys that I like for betting purposes. We've been moving a little bit more into to me choosing a top 3 and having a wild boy though. That's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I tell everybody, and everybody that listens to this show, you guys know. And if you don't know, now you know. As Biggie Smalls once said, you have to go to get the premium subscription to check out Drew's rankings. There's all kinds of tools. You get a Slack chat. My article is great, and we have a lot of people that are hitting and winning, and they'll get somebody that'll win off of my article or the YouTube video, but then they'll be like the next week or the week after that, you'll start seeing that fade away. If you have premium, it changes the game. So, like I said, most of you guys that listen to this know by now, use promo code Garage at Rotoballer. But this week especially, and we told everybody on Twitter too, that if you don't use Drew's rankings on Sunday, you're shitting the bed, because you've already done this once. You did it at Pocono. You came back. You did it again. And it was all right here in plain fucking English. So let's
Yeah.
show these guys this lineup and how it was built.
Yeah. First rule of thumb. I mean, I think a lot of people, talking to some of our guys in the Slack channel today, they pick and choose when they use them. And everybody that does this well, whether it's me or someone else that provides content, you never win every week in DFS, especially NASCAR DFS. So you have to stay consistent with your approach and use something more than once. You can't just pick and choose when you use it, because if you use it on a week that I didn't do well, you're going to think I'm a bad DFS player. But if you use it this week, you're going to think I'm probably the greatest DFS player. So
yeah.
Just looking at this, I mean, Chase, I think me and you can take our normal train of thought and how we would have gotten to this lineup is pretty simple. I mean, we looked at Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin and said they're currently the best 2 guys in NASCAR. We just saw Kevin Harvick dominate the race on Saturday. Me and you thought that if Denny Hamlin, if anybody's going to take out Harvick, we thought it'd probably be either Hamlin, Truex, or Koblish. So
Absolutely.
we stacked the number 1 ranked guy in this tier and number 2 ranked guy, Hamlin and Harvick. Because we did that, we knew that we spent a lot of money. It's easy to assume that if you spend up for the 2 most expensive drivers, you're probably going to have to look for some value. So for this lineup, we skipped the entire tier 2. So I know we had several lineups with Chase Elliott or Ryan Blaney, but for this lineup, we skipped over this tier, and you go down to tier 3 here, and you see Cole Custer ranked first. Okay, I know me and you both have a lot of Cole Custer, but if you're entering multiple lineups, let's say you take the number 2 ranked guy and the number 3 ranked guy, and you plug them in. Stenhouse. So Stenhouse is in the lineup, and then where's number 3? Ryan Newman. So you talked about him on the video. He's ranked number 3. So far, everyone in this lineup is ranked in the top 3 of each tier. And then the last
Dillon,
tier, we have
1.
Literally number 1 and number 2, John Hunter Nemechek starting 36, which was probably the safest play on the board. I didn't think he had the most upside, but he paid off because of his cheap price tag. And then Austin Dillon, obviously starting 31st, was a pretty good option. But literally, if you just came in here and said, I'm going to build 20 lineups, and I'm only going to use the guys ranked in Drew's tiers from 1st to 5th, you probably had a good chance of this lineup.
Absolutely, yeah. And see, that's the way you guys got to play them. And I've talked to a couple of people online, and I want to take some time now that you've been able to break that down. Hopefully, if you guys are listening to this right now, you need to get over to YouTube, check out this video so you can see exactly what we're talking about. But if you are here, thanks for being here. We appreciate you. And be sure to hit subscribe. A lot of people I see, they're playing NASCAR. We religiously preach this over and over and over again. You have to play multiple lineups. You have to play multiple lineups. You have to play multiple lineups. I can't tell you how many times I get people hit me up. Oh, well, I only had enough for one single entry and this and that. Okay, that's fine. Take that $12. Stop trying to shoot for the fucking fence and hit the home run and be Babe Ruth, and go to the 10-cent, 25-cent, 50-cent tournaments.
Yeah.
And just lay them out and be patient and build your fucking bankroll. Yeah. Okay? I've had to cut my pride in half and do that. I wasn't always like super good at this. Like, I just had a lot of luck coming into this thing in the very beginning. And so that's what I want to tell people. And I really, really, really want you guys to listen to this advice. I'm telling you, we could have a freaking army of guys that just slay all the time if you just follow those steps of this thing. You see people winning money. Oh, I wish that could be me. You're not going to hit one out of the park every week, but you do it the right way and you're patient with it and you're patient in your approach. You're gonna have those home run hits. Yeah. Play in double ups. If you don't have a lot of money, play 50-50s. You can use these rankings for 50-50s easy. I'm pretty sure, looking at how this is used in 1 through 5, you have a good chance of like cashing all of them.
Yeah, most weeks. Yeah, you just got to be willing to take we've had a few races, maybe Miami, where just the unexpected happens and you got to chalk it up as a loss. But I think everything you're saying is exactly right. I know specifically there's a tournament I play every week. It's a $1 entry, 20 entry max. And it's like the prize is pretty high for a $1 entry. And I put 20
I play
entries.
It myself.
Yeah. So if you're somebody that plays one line, there's so many people. You're exactly right. We come on here and preach it. And I'm sure some people are so tired of us saying it. They're like, dude, just shut up about the multi-entry.
I'm going to play how I want to play. Well, good. Keep losing. Keep fucking losing. Go find a new show to watch.
I thought we've said it so much that we should stop. But then I go in the chat today, the Slack chat, and like 10 people are playing one entry. And I'm like, all right, well, hope it works out for you.
This isn't football. This isn't NFL. And like, even in NFL, you need to be playing multiple lineups. Like,
if you're gonna do one lineup, here's my advice. If you're gonna do one lineup, play every single slate and be okay only winning a couple times. Like, but you can't just,
or play a 50-50.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't be going to these $33 tournaments and then coming to me, oh, I played so and so today and he wrecked out. Where's your other lineups?
Yeah.
Who'd you put in your other lineups? I don't have any other lineups. Well, you fucked up. I'm gonna tell you straight up, you fucked up.
You can't count on NASCAR. I mean, literally, it is the highest variant sport in sports.
So we're all insane.
Yeah, people don't want to. They don't want to hear it. But I just wanted to showcase the rankings, and then I come in here and
I love it, man. I mean, dude, it was you made a Picasso.
Yeah.
1 week we make a $15,000 YouTube video. Now you paint a Picasso for people, and then they don't use it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wild. I love it though, man. And again, you guys,
we should be more appreciative of that. I mean, we know our subscriber base over there has probably grown by 10x since last season.
Big time. Big
time.
Plenty
of people sign up.
What I've learned, dude, is that you got two alive people, like two guys, and I'm not saying it's everybody, because we have a lot of great people on the Rotoballer subscription that hit me up in the DMs. I know they hit you up in DMs. They'll hit us up all the time, ask me questions. Love the shit out of you guys. Please keep doing that. There's a reason the DMs are open. But I think the problem is you get so many people coming in, they don't want to talk to us. They just want this machine to build this lineup for them. And I'm nothing against optimizers, but you literally have two breathing life forms that live for this shit that you can be talking to and helping you become a better DFS player, especially in NASCAR. I know Drew, me personally, like, I dabble in NFL and I'll play some shit here and there, but NASCAR is the majority of what I play. So I'm good with that, and hit me up. And if I don't know something, I'm going to tell you, go ask Drew. Drew's been doing this for a lot longer than I have. So I'm saying you have two alive people. Don't just rely on this one fucking software to tell you what to do and play this one lineup. Like, trust us. I didn't quit my day job to do this podcast for nothing. So, I love the shit out of this. I love you guys, and we want to help y'all. We want to help y'all win. I want to see you. I get more excited when you win. And you too, Drew. I get excited when you win, but the listeners and the viewers, I get more excited when you win than when I win. That's a guarantee. That's where my heart's at.
For sure. I love getting the screenshots. We had a few today. But it's a different type of satisfaction when I know someone's using our stuff than when I'm just like winning. And to all the people that think that I'm just like only using an optimizer and cranking out all these lineups, that one we just did was a hand-built lineup that I entered in 4 different tournaments.
That's what I love about me and you. People don't realize this, and you can believe this or not. This shit come from the dome. That's guaranteed. I rarely ever use an optimizer.
I do love the tools. I use all of them.
The tool, the data, especially the research station. Shout out to the research station. Big time.
Yeah, I use it all. I think I have balance, and depends on what you're doing. If you're building 20 lineups, which is kind of your Chase, you're a 20 lineup guy, and I think 20 is a good amount to play. Like if I wasn't doing as many as I would, I'd be at 20. That just seems like a good number to not have too much risk. Mm-hmm. If you're doing 20, you probably should be hand building, in my opinion.
That's me. Is like, for me personally, and this is how it goes. And like, this is nothing against anybody that does more. I know you play way more than I do as far as lineups goes. I love the art of hand building a lineup. I love the time. I love sitting there and just picking it myself. There's nothing better than that. There are people that get way heavier in it. They get the optimizers. They play in 150 like you. Look, to each their own, and that's what I say on this. Do not feel intimidated by anybody that does that. If you like to build your 10 lineups, that's fine too. Just follow the rankings and use promo code Garage, guys, or just promo code Garage.
Yeah,
you can do 10 lineups. I mean, I'm not going to sit, but don't just do one lineup and then get mad when your guy wrecks out.
There's certain slates, man, where I'm entering 20, and there's certain slates where I'm entering 150. It just depends on how it's priced, and I've always hand built at least 20. That's my rule.
Same.
And I decide how much I rely on an optimizer when it depends on how DraftKings does for the pricing. If they're like the pricing's soft and you can kind of build lineups however you want, the optimizer is going to build lineups you'll hand build. But when DraftKings does, tough pricing and makes it real hard, that's when I think the true value in hand building is. Like if it's a struggle to make a good lineup and you're over there, Chase, if you're grinding out like a lineup, I trust that way more than an optimizer.
Absolutely, all the time. So again, you saw the rankings, you know where to get them at. Rotoballer.com, promo code Garage. My article's free over there. You can read every week, and I normally have a link to Chef Boy's articles, and there's a lot of other good stuff over there. So be sure to be checking that out. I love this was a great talk about fantasy NASCAR. We haven't had a good talk like this in a while, but that's what winning does, man. It brings out the formulas and the talks about it. So it's awesome to discuss. So, and you guys always, again, hit us up at Garage Guy Chase, Chef Boyardeen. Before we roll out, though, getting away from NASCAR, I think there is something that we have to discuss, because we're getting ready to unveil something new at Garage Guys Fantasy Sports, and I hope we get to unveil it. But let's talk a little bit about college football, man. What's you might know a little bit more about me. What's going on with this right now? There's so much talk out there that it may or may not happen.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm hoping it's not a done deal and that it's more rumor based, but I've heard it's pretty much inevitable that all the major conferences are going to be announcing that the season's canceled. I'm still holding out hope that maybe at least a few conferences will try to keep the season alive. And personally, we're not afraid to speak our minds here, Chase. So I think there should be a season. I don't think, I think the players should have an option to opt out and not lose their scholarship and get to focus on academics. I think that's great. But I think if you sign up that you want to play, every player is different. Every player has different family situations. I think if you want to play, you should be playing. Right now, we're headed towards. Honestly, it's a complete breakdown of NCAA leadership, and I think NFL has done better. Adam Silver, NBA has done great, but NCAA is looking like there's going to be a domino effect. So some of the conferences are already pretty much canceled, and as more people cancel, that puts more pressure on the other conference leaders to also cancel. So that's where we're at, and I think we'll know more tomorrow when you're, obviously today for you if you're listening to this.
Yeah, pressure culture or cancel culture? That's the question. I know Pac-12 pretty much. I saw a tweet about a week ago where they opted out. Yep. And in a year that we were getting really excited about kicking some stuff up, we're kind of in limbo now. But just as a fan in general, me personally, I'm more of an NFL guy. I was super excited to hear about how the SEC was doing football this season. And I'm sure the ACC would probably follow suit and other conferences. When the Pac-12 dropped, I know that UConn dropped. I saw that on the news. I would say this. If the NCAA drops the hammer and is like, none of you can do anything, it is what it is. We got to do what we have to do, and it sucks, but great year for the NFL. I would love to see, all the people that boycott the NFL, what are you going to do now? You're going to have to get your football from somewhere. So it's going to be fun. But I think that out of all the conferences, the SEC probably has the most tenacity, and they would come out and be like, this is the South, and this is the lifeblood of what the South is, and we love our football, and so we're going to play football. And honestly, out of all of college football, I could really give a shit less if any team played other than the SEC conference. So, I know you as a
the last few years. If you look at who's always in the playoff, it's usually featuring SEC teams. So.
Yeah. I would be cool if just the SEC played and then the SEC championship was like the national championship. I'd be cool with that.
It could happen. That's not out of the realm of possibilities, I think. The only thing is, so if every conference cancels in the SEC, they're having a roundtable meeting, all the bracket odds, right? And they have pressure from
the politics of the game.
Politics of the game's going to set in. Have you seen the players that are speaking out?
Oh yeah, Trevor. What's the dude? Long hair. See, I promise you guys, I don't know a whole lot.
Man, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Sunshine. He came out today. We want to play. They all want to play. Everybody in America wants football.
Yeah,
stop, bro.
Trevor Lawrence had some good points though. Did you? His message was, and I know some people are going to be like, "Well, you're not considering people are dying." Trevor Lawrence's point was, you take people in general, especially people that are young in college and feel invincible, especially like athletes too. But really, in general, everyone. You take these people and you give them a reason why they have to follow a protocol, and that's to play football. You tell them the rules, and they're super cautious. Whereas if you don't have football, you're going to go tell these people to go sit in the dorm room or go sit in the house, and they're going to be great for a while. Then they're going to get bored and go do something and not social distance and not wear masks. It's almost like by being in a situation where you have to be cautious, it forces, because most of these guys,
your mind stays on it.
Exactly, because football's, for the most part, most of these guys didn't go to high school for academics. They're going for football. They're the best football players in their high school, and they went to play college.
Yeah, dude. Look, man. I know everybody's people get pissed. They don't want to take jokes about it. Did you see Kyle Busch? He made it kind of Rona truck. I think I tagged you. I was like, I'm officially a Kyle Busch fan. He's literally got a sponsor called Rona on a truck for a race coming up.
Okay, I remember the tweet you tagged.
Found it hilarious.
I didn't notice that was about Rona.
It wasn't anything about. It's a company called Rona, but he got them to sponsor the truck. It's just Rona. I was like, I see what you did there, Kyle. Dude, I'm gonna put it to you this way: in our society, people sign waivers all the time for shit. I went to the trampoline park with my little boy. I had to sign a waiver before I could go jump on that trampoline, and I fucked my shoulder up. Mm-hmm. It's better now. We're good. We're back swinging. I'm not a cripple no more.
Some mobility.
Yep, stability. I can hold it. It doesn't shake anymore. We're good. I had to sign that waiver, and I went and jumped. Sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Go to quarantine. Follow the bubble.
Are we too simple-minded for thinking it's that simple? Because I think it's that simple too.
I think that we just don't care to be in the conversation and trying to constantly have a voice on the situation.
Yeah.
Like most people do. Because that's what I see so much of. And look, if that's your thing, you want to call people out for just trying to love sports and want sports. I mean, look, humanity is definitely important. We get that. But humans love sports, and I'm one of them. Yeah. And so, I don't know,
what are we going to do? Not play college sports until a vaccine? Is that the
Are we just going to stop everything? We already have stopped everything. There are already professional teams that are figuring it out. You can do it at the college campus too.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be that one.
You're going to have college. You're going to have class. Some colleges, they're going to school wearing a mask. Put on a mask and play football.
Yeah, that's tough. But
yeah,
I'm with you. Nobody wants to be the university president, the one president that has the person that dies. And, I get that because that would be awful. I hate that too, man. That would be awful. But I just don't think so many programs and so many other athletic programs are carried by football. They're funded because of football. At Southern Miss, there are certain programs that are carried by football. You take away football, there's no more women's volleyball. There's a lot more to it than just black and white. Do you care about life and death? Okay, obviously we care about life.
Yeah, but you also got a bunch of idiots out here rolling around that don't wear masks. And nobody's really saying anything to them except for shaming people on Twitter for not doing it, I guess. But it's I don't know, man. I'm at a point with it now where there are going to be sports and organizations that figure out a way to do things. And you see golf, NASCAR was the first one to get it rocking, UFC. And I don't know if you noticed this or not. The Bristol race, no clusters of coronavirus after that. Weird? Strange. Very strange. Yeah. But dude, I don't know. It's just, I've seen so much stuff on Twitter these past few weeks, and we've had a lot of stuff that we've endured this year. A lot of the culture and people getting canceled, and there's been people that have been canceled for very just reasons, I will say. And I fully support it. I fully support a lot of things that have happened this year and standing up for what's right. But this is one of those things where it's not going away anytime soon. And it's just people die every day, even before Corona.
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to sound super insensitive, but people die and people live. And I don't think that a bunch of 19, 20-year-old kids are at this point in the game, because it seems like the virus has gotten to the point where you just lose your taste or your smell, or you're just kind of have the flu and you're knocked out for 5 days.
Yeah, a lot of muscle aches too.
Yeah, everyone I've heard of that has had the virus, that's what they went through. They either didn't get any type of physical pain, just lost taste and smell. And then the other ones were I've been in a bed for 5 days, but I'm getting up now and I feel better.
Yeah, I've had family and friends have it at this point, and I'm still saying that we should probably have football. But, to your point about their age, it's the last thing I'll say. I know this is probably going longer than we expected, as usual. But
oh, yeah, that's what we do.
Dude, I thought about it as it relates to me. I said, all right, I'm older than a lot of these. We're in that next age bracket, right? We're one above, a little bit more mature, hopefully, sometimes. But I know for me, how long has it been? 6 months, Corona?
March.
5 months?
Yeah. Getting around there, about half a year.
So probably out of those 5 months, four of the months, I would say I've been personally better than 99% of the population on social distancing and doing my part.
Yep.
But there's been 4 weekends where I've just needed a break, and I've probably been irresponsible. And I just went out and I was like, look, I've minimized how much I do this. I don't do it often, but I need a break. And I've had great, just went out and did some things with friends. Not crazy. I'm not going to a house party with 200 people, but I've been with a group larger than just me and my wife. So
yeah,
I'm thinking if I do that, right, for 4 weekends, then surely these athletes that are told they can't play football are going to they're going to start out with good intentions, but then they're going to go out. They're going to go out and do stuff, man. They're going to go.
You're not going to stop this. Like it's either you do your part and follow the instructions, or you're just like, to hell with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care. I'm going to think about myself. I wear a bandana everywhere I go, me personally. I sanitize. I wash my hands. I do all that good jig. I keep my 6 feet distance. I'm good. Other people, probably not so much. But you're not going to stop it either way, because that is a character deal. That's a moral character issue. So
I laugh though, and I think you find knowing what you know about me, you probably can 100% see this, that 99% of the time I'm better than 99%, but that 1%, I'm probably in the bottom 1%. I'm just like out.
Slum dogging.
Just literally, no fear in the world, man. Like I literally.
Too many people have fear, man. That's why I love to wear that shirt, that Michael Jordan shirt I got. It's my favorite shirt. Fear is an illusion.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of my favorite quotes.
Wake the fuck up. This has been Garage Guys. I think that's about all the time we got, man. We got to roll. But guys, we always can find us on Twitter. Again, at Garage Guy Chase, Chef Boyardeen. This was a great talk. I'm glad we had it. And hopefully we'll know some more stuff. We got a big week ahead. Gonna have a fun episode coming up on Friday. So you guys stay tuned for all the goods. And don't forget to hit that hotline, 929-430-GGFS. And as always, sports, party, repeat.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.